Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're taking a look at the second detachment of Day 9 and our second round. This is the Imperial Knights now, and we're on the Questor Forgepact. The forces of the machine cult and Imperial Knights work together in a slightly less unequal fashion in the Questor Forgepact. Bound by oaths of fealty or otherwise, many knightly households enjoy close relations with the Adeptus Mechanicus, whether answering the Martian priesthood's calls to arms or prosecuting their own wars of liberation against the Emperor's foes. Noble houses often pilot their war suits to battle alongside their tech priest allies. Skitarii soldiery are inspired by the presence of these ancient engines of destruction, uttering awestruck psalms of veneration as they advance fearlessly towards the foe. In turn, the noble champions are blessed and inspired by the chanted prayers of the machine cult, and their warsuits empowered by the skill of tech priest artificers of incomparable talent. So that's a cool picture. Knights are cool. They're far too big for me to ever want to paint. I think the Chaos Knights look better, but that's a really well painted knight, and that's a really cool image. What is going on? Why am I liking all this stuff? I'm becoming a bit of a 40k simp, and I'm scared because I don't want to get back into 40k right now. This detachment allies a Forge world with your Imperial Knights, and with a cog-bound alliance detachment, these allies work together in the form of two useful rules. Imperial Knights use the Sacristan Pledge to recover lost wounds in the command phase, but if a unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priests, they may regain up to D3 lost wounds instead. So they recover a wound, or they can get D3 lost wounds, is what I'm guessing. We'll get into it in a minute. Adeptus Mechanicus units earn Divine Inspiration. Each time a model makes a ranged attack, they may reroll hit rolls of 1. I wonder where we've seen that before. And within 6 inches of a friendly Imperial Knight, they may reroll the wound roll of 1 as well. Is this just a carbon copy of the Chaos one? It reads very much like that. One knight can be a devotee of the Omniscient Creed, with the Knight of the Opus Machina enhancement. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 inches of one or more friendly AdMech units, it may also reroll a hit roll of 1. Those who dare to fell the machine god's creations find themselves subject to the vengeance of the machine cult. When an Imperial Knight is destroyed, the enemy unit that destroyed it is marked for the rest of the battle, gaining lethal hits to AdMech units that target it. I can see why they're releasing these together, because it reads like they're the same bleeding detachment. We move from big knights to smaller ones tomorrow. Much smaller ones. It's the Grey Knights. Oh, the little Diddy Terminators. Oh. Okay, let's have a little look at this. Enhance. Too much enhance. The Questor Forgepact. Detachment Rule. Cog-bound Alliance. Imperial Knight units from your army have the following ability. Sacristan Pledge. In your command phase, one model in that unit regains 1 lost wound. It's probably not going to be huge, but it's nice. It is only 1 model though. But if this unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priest models, one model in this unit regains up to D3 lost wounds instead. So that's better, but I don't know if that's going to turn the tide of battle too much. And AdMech units from your army have the following ability. Divine Inspiration. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, reroll a hit roll of 1, which is just flat out nice. If this unit is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knight units, reroll a wound roll of 1 as well. So you really want to keep things close, especially, you want to keep your shooter units close and use your melee units as screens, I think. Forge World Allies. You can include the following AdMech units from your army. Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus, Skitarii Marshal, Skitarii Rangers, and Skitarii Vanguard. The combined points cost of such units depend on your battle size, 25% again. So Incursion is up to 250 points, Strike Force is up to 500 points, and Onslaught is up to 750 points. No AdMech models from your army can be your warlord. Very similar to Chaos. Enhancements, the Omniscient Champion for 30 points, Imperial Knights model only, add 4 to the bearer's wound characteristic. Okay. That's not bad. Knight of the Opus Machina for 20 points, Imperial Knights model only. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if the bearer is within 6 inches of one or more friendly AdMech units, reroll a hit roll of 1. It's probably worth it. It's not exciting, it's not flamboyant, but it is probably worth it. The Magos Questoris, 35 points. Tech Priest model only, while the bearer is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knight units. It has the Lone Operative ability, that's quite nice. In your command phase, select one friendly Imperial Knight within 3 inches of the bearer. That model gains up to 2 Lust wounds. I think that's actually quite good. Lone Op, and you can just heal another knight. Alright, you've got to be within 3 inches, but you could have him healing one knight and then the other knight can get your Sacristan Pledge, which would be D3. I don't know if you can stack. Rules as written, I guess you could stack those abilities on top of each other. I don't know if that's how they're intended, but for 35 points that actually seems quite nice. And Vocifer Magnificat, Aura, 15 points. Imperial Knights model only, when an enemy unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, worsen the leadership characteristic of models in the unit by 1. While a friendly AdMech unit is within 3 inches of the bearer, improve the leadership characteristic of models in that AdMech unit by 1. So it's like Terror for enemy units, basically, isn't it? I don't get the whole leadership thing. +1 is probably quite nice, worsening 1, if there's stratagems that force enemies to take battle shock tests, maybe. But there's better ones on this list. Stratagems, we have got. All of our stratagems are 1 CP each. We have 1 Epic Deed stratagem and 5 Strategic Ploy stratagems. Slightly different there. Omnissiah's Grace. When, any phase, just after a mortal wound is allocated to an Imperial Knight or AdMech unit from your army, target that Imperial Knight or AdMech unit. Effect: until the end of the phase, models in your unit have the Feel No Pain 5-up ability against mortal wounds. Situational but nice. Vengeance of the Machine Cult. When, any phase, target 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army that was just destroyed. You can use this stratagem on that unit even though it was just destroyed. Until the end of the battle, the enemy unit that destroyed your unit is marked. Each time an AdMech model from your army makes an attack that targets that marked unit, that attack has the Lethal Hits ability. Basically a carbon copy of the Chaos rule. Bonded Imperative, when, your command phase, just before an Imperial Knight's character unit from your army makes a Bondsman ally. I don't know what a Bondsman ally is. Is that just a character rule? Must be. Target that Imperial Knight's character unit. Effect: when selecting targets for that use of that Bondsman ability, you can select 1 friendly AdMech unit within 12 inches of your unit, in addition, or instead of selecting 1 Armiger model. Until the start of your next command phase, every model in that AdMech unit is affected by the Bondsman ability. Restrictions: you cannot target a Knight Preceptor with this stratagem. I'm not even going to pretend I understand what that means. Some sort of Guardian, maybe improved save or something. I don't know. Like I say, I don't play Knights. Depends what it is. It's probably situational, quite shenanigan-y. Probably just building into the theme and the narrative of this army more than anything. But I don't know. You'll have to tell me in the comments if that's good. Machine Focus. When your command phase, target 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army. Effect: until the start of your next turn, your unit can ignore any or all modifiers to the weapon skill or ballistic skill characteristics of weapons equipped by its models. Any hit roll or wound roll made for it. That's nice. Aggression begets aggression. When, your shooting phase, target 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army or 1 Imperial Knights character from your army and 1 friendly AdMech unit that is within 6 inches of that unit. I think that means that character unit. Effect: until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your units have the Assault ability. Nice. I'm a fan of Assault, I've said that numerous times on these videos. So it's one Imperial Knight, or it's an Imperial Knight character and an AdMech unit that is within 6 inches of that character. Yeah, okay. Again, that's probably more situational, but it gives you flexibility. And finally, Thronegeist Fury. When your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit is set up or ends, a normal, advance, or fall back move. Target one Imperial Knight's Titanic unit from your army that is within 24 inches of and visible to that enemy unit. Effect: select one ranged weapon equipped by a model in your unit. That model can shoot at that enemy unit, and only if it is an eligible target. When doing so, the model can only make attacks with that weapon, and each time it makes a ranged attack, an unmodified hit roll of 6 is required to score a hit, irrespective of the attacking weapon's ballistic skill or any modifier. So it's Titanic. Can you not use Overwatch on Titanic models? Because it's pretty much Overwatch, but for a Titanic model that is visible to and within 24 inches of an enemy that has made a movement into that range. I don't get that, but then something in my brain is telling me that Titanic units didn't get Overwatch for some reason. So that's probably quite strong, and it's quite a nice threat reduction area. You come within 24 inches of this Titanic unit, and this big gun right here, yeah, he's just going to put a crater where you were standing. I like it. It's that big red button that nobody wants to press, but you've got just in case. Maybe, that's how I see that, but I don't play Knights. I don't know if that is how it would function. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in here. It isn't quite as carbon copy as the Chaos rules were. I still think that the Chaos stuff is better overall because you're sacrificing units. I think that the Chaos units themselves, the damned units against the AdMech units, are probably better. But Knights and AdMech are two factions that I know very little about. Certainly the rules. So I'm gonna just lean on you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think of this. Overall, I think it's okay, but I don't know what Knights have, so I can't say if it's better or the same or just a different way of playing. I do like that these two detachments feed into using allied units and smaller models to sort of help boost out your army and give you a little bit more play. Probably help you out on objectives as well. Quite like that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.